part of the session will be a work from home story corner from Jessie Christiansen, who is a research scientist at IPAC. So we'll just wait a little longer as everyone hopefully strolls back to their computer before we get started. And just a reminder to post questions in the Slack channel in the Pluto session. All right, so it's 11 o'clock, so take it away, Jessie.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me for the Story Corner. I'm Jessie Christiansen. I'm a research scientist at the ExSoCal Science Institute in Southern California. I wanted to talk about mental health, similarly to Stephen, because it's something we don't get to talk about a lot. And I have had a really rough time during the pandemic. This has been really stressful. And for no good reason that I could tell. You know, I was at home, I could work from home, I had my job, my 2 kids were at home with me, my husband was at home, we were all healthy, but I was really struggling. March was really difficult, April was really difficult. May, I coasted through on the adrenaline from deadlines, and then June, I just crashed. I took a vacation and I stayed in bed for a week. And I said to a friend of mine that I felt like a watch that hadn't been wound up in a long time, that I had just stopped, that I would stare at my computer all day and not be able to focus. And then I would lie in bed all night panicking that I hadn't got any work done. So the next day I would be exhausted and I would stare at my computer and be unable to focus. So I really struggled. So then I reached out. Caltech has free counseling services for students and staff and faculty. And I started talking to someone. And, you know, the person, they obviously deal with a lot of scientists at Caltech, a lot of stressed scientists. So I really appreciated her approach. She was like, let's look at the science of like what's happening in your body. There's an actual pandemic happening right now. There's a global pandemic. Every routine in your life has been disrupted. Every day there is bad news. And this actually is a physiological stress on your body. Like your body's reacting to this stress. And your body, your subconscious doesn't really know what different kinds of stresses are. So every day it's like you wake up and there's tigers everywhere. Your body is just like, like cortisol and adrenaline and, you know, there's tigers everywhere. So she gave me a lot of tools, a lot of coping mechanisms for how to handle stress. And, you know, there's good stresses and bad stresses. And, you know, we're scientists, we kind of develop these coping mechanisms for dealing with things, but this was a whole new thing for me, dealing with this level of stress and anxiety and exhaustion. So I really appreciated being able to talk to someone. It was really helpful and it was really useful. So what I've done is gone through all of the Southern California institutions that are represented here on the ExSoCal list, and I've collected all of the free counseling resources. So let me share my screen, make it full screen. So these are all of the institutions I could find. Everywhere has at least some free counseling for students and staff. Sometimes it's limited in number or in scope. But everywhere has someone you can call to talk to if you just want more coping mechanisms, if you just want more tools in your toolbox for how to handle 2020. 2020 has been insane. So I'm just gonna, I obviously don't expect you guys to write down all these phone numbers and websites, but for everything I found a phone number and a website. I'm gonna make these slides available in the resources channel, in the Slack channel. So there's lots of places for you to go. I will say, postdocs continue to be just this big gap in university life. I experienced it when I was a postdoc, and unfortunately I could see the same thing when I was looking for resources for postdocs. A lot of places didn't explicitly call out what was available for postdocs. So in that case, I've at least put the students and staff links, and hopefully if you're a postdoc and you feel like you'd like to talk to someone, you can find some resources. So there's 3 pages of links to all of the institutions that are here. And I just wanted to say, just reach out. Like if you're stressed, if you're anxious, if you're tired, if you just want more tools, it's really, that's why these resources are here. There's people at the ends of these phone lines who have tools and they want to talk to you. So that's my pandemic story corner. I have been able to cope a lot better with these tools that I was given. And I just want to encourage everybody else to reach out if you need help too. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's easy to overlook